unplugging. I'm Matthew Abram, the detoxification specialist, certified detoxification specialist, and I've got news for you. Unplugging is a term we use in combination with grounding or getting back to nature, which is what I'm doing right now. While I'm shooting this video, my phone is on airplane mode, which is what I do quite often when I want to unplug. Unplugging is also unplugging the mind. But in order to unplug the mind, we need to limit that which is ingested or going into the mind. Or you don't want to have more material going into your mind than you can chew. Just like you wouldn't want to take too big a mouthful of food, then you can't chew it. Anyways, I'm happy that you're here viewing this video and giving me an opportunity to articulate that which I feel is imperative for the growth and potential and becoming the greatest potential you could become. This isn't going to be heavy. I always want it to be light. I always want it to be light because it's just way better when people are happy and laughing. See, it's already serious. I don't want to be serious. Unplugging. This is unplugging. This is plugging into the nature. You see? Got this. I'm sitting on this nice fence here. Yeah, my butt's nice and comfy on a flat seat. Now behind me, I don't know if you can see that. Those little corn husks. This is where the deer come at night, I suppose. Apparently they like to come here and hang out and frolic, do their corn husking. Anyways, let's get on with it. I said earlier in a video that desires are something that we need to avoid. Now, I'm at 2 minutes into this video, so let's stick with the mind and the desires. The mind and the desires are something that are you've always been using. And this is cliche for me to say, but the mind is a tool. And the less you allow it to run around like a dog off a leash without any rules or discipline, the more challenging it will be to really overcome the bad habits which are preventing you from really growing into the person you want to become. Now, if this isn't a video for you, then by all means, you don't have to watch. But the strength that comes from knowing you're in control of your mind will benefit all people. Now, if you're already doing such and you're seeing the benefits, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, for those of you who do live a day-to-day life, as I do from time to time, and I struggle with this, allowing the habits to make the choices for us. Now, with that being said, earlier today I said how I've really been conquering my mind lately and not allowing my food addictions in the house over there, which is a blessing to have at this time in my life, so I can save up money to buy tropical land and get myself financially set to provide support for others in the future who need this help. But unplugging, it'll always come back to the determination to do such. And if you aren't determined to be successful, then you'll just continue doing what it is you're doing, and it's as if you're spinning your wheels in mud. Now, if you feel like you're spinning your wheels in mud, then I would suggest you talk to me or watch this video and take these messages to heart. Desires are not to be avoided, but the extremes that we allow our habitual behavior to. When we allow the habitual behavior to take root and grow, or take seed and fruit, we're really just supporting something we don't believe in. Now, if these are habits that we don't agree with, then yes, we are growing a crop of GMO seeds to GMO crops that we don't fully support. Now, if that were the case, would you want those things? No, you wouldn't. You would want to change that. How can you do that? Well, you do that by observing your mind from an external viewpoint, And that's the capability we have as humans. I don't know if animals can do that, if they are that evolved spiritually, or if their awareness is that high. If it is, great. This isn't about that. This is about you. It's always about you. And that's what really, I guess, is what I'm about, is myself. I would love to help others. I would, but at this point in my life, I feel like I will benefit the positivity of the all-encompassing realities beyond the physical reality. See, so many people are focused on helping those in this finite physical reality, and that's great. I'm not against that. I'm not opposed to that. But when you look beyond the flesh, how can you really do even more? And how can I suppose what I'm trying to get at here is, what are you planning beyond this life? I mean, if you plan on helping many people in your physical life and you don't ever focus on your spirituality, then you're doing a great disservice not only to yourself, but to the greater good of all things beyond this physical planet. Because if you think this physical planet is all that's occurring, I think we all know by now what I'm talking about. You know, when I come out into nature, I don't really feel like talking, but Paul Twitchell, the 971st living Sharosha master, known as the Mahaji, who at the time was the Mahaji of the spiritual path of Ekankar. That's the correct enunciation. Well, he stated that if we could not articulate how it is we feel, then we could accomplish nothing in these lower realities. The lower realities encompass the physical plane, which is the most base plane, the one we know exists because you're watching me on this camera right now, and my physical voice and my physical face is moving, and it's reality. You cannot deny. You would think I was crazy if I said this wasn't happening. We would both laugh. We would both be laughing right now if this wasn't real. Now above that plane is the astral plane, and maybe you can see it right now. You see that purple or reddish hued, that color? You can see it right there. It's there every night when the sun goes down. Well, that's the astral plane, and that's where a lot of your dreams happen, and that's where emotion comes from, and it's really a place of anything goes. It's like the Looney Tunes when you watch the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie and you go to Toontown. That's what the astral plane is, and that's why your dreams are oftentimes quite animated, colorful, and random. And a lot of things that you couldn't see on this physical plane can happen there. Now above that plane is the causal plane. The causal plane is past, present, and future. Now above that plane, because I only have 8 minutes left, is the mental plane, and the mental plane is thought. That's a plane all to itself. Now thought is the highest plane in the planes or realms of duality. Now duality is anything that's positive and negative, polarity. And polarity is where we are. We are experiencing a polarity, reality. And all these 4 planes, all the way up to the mental, even to the etheric plane, which is, it's like, picture it's like a realm that separates. It's the realm of neutrality, which you would think maybe is positive, but it's not the planes of pure positivity, which happen to be above the etheric plane, which is I guess suppose the 5th plane, but it's not the 5th plane. It's just the etheric is the roof of the mental plane, and then we reach the highest or the higher planes of pure positivity begin at the 5th plane. Now once we've reached that point, we're self-realized, and well, If I knew what that meant, I would be able to tell you. But as far as I know, living in these duality planes, it's important to try and remove oneself from them from time to time, as often as healthy and possible, to remain balanced in these negative realms, because it's so challenging to be down here, as all of you know. Yes, looking at the positive in matters is a good, healthy thing to do. It is. In fact, I've had great experiences with life by looking at the positive in things. And if that's working for you, I recommend you keep doing it, because you're on your path, and that's what this is all about, being on our own separate path and accumulating the awareness we need